Portland, Oregon, we actually have one of the highest rates per capita for the sexual victimization of women, teens, and children in the United States. We have a lot of homeless children, a high homeless population, and these kids and runaways, often running away from abusive homes, are already vulnerable. The statistics actually show us that within 48 hours a runaway will be picked up by a pimp and trafficked. And this is happening at alarming rates right here in Oregon, and Portland has been touted as like second worst in the nation. So we have a huge problem there, and we can give you some more statistics afterwards if you'd like to come and talk to us about the problem. Mostly we want you to come and talk to us about how you can get involved in helping. First of all, our mission at House of Engedi is to establish a long-term safe home that provides physical, mental, and spiritual healing in an effort to overcome the brutalization of modern-day slavery and sex trafficking in the lives of victimized women. There are less than 400 beds in the entire United States that are available for women, for any human trafficking, including labor trafficking. Some of those are for children, but it's like a handful maybe for adult women. So if you're 18 or older coming out of prostitution, there is nowhere for you to go to be safe and to get the kind of healing and restoration that you need. And now keep in mind that the average age that children are trafficked into prostitution is between the ages of 12 and 14. So if they've been there for a while and they're 18, they're still kids. They don't have social skills, they don't have life skills. Many of them don't have GEDs, or they don't have education. So Jennifer's going to read for you some of the services that we intend also to provide through the House of Engedi, as well as providing a safe place for them to go, and a place where there is no limit on how long they can stay and get the kind of care that they need so that they can be restored.
Yeah, first keep in mind that there's one other similar shelter on the West Coast. So basically we would be the only of its kind in the state of Oregon. And we have a lineup of women that would be ready to come right now once we get open. But let me put my eyeballs on here. So once we get the house up and running, the women are offered medical, dental, counseling, life skills training, one-on-one mentoring. Women will eventually volunteer in the community, work, earn their GED, or go to college. We'll offer Bible discipleship, and we offer a program called Mending the Soul. We'll help them get important documents that they probably don't have, such as a license, ID, birth certificates, social security card. If they need to legally change their name to keep their identity more secret, we can do that also.
So let me tell you just briefly where the name comes from, House of Engedi. Engedi is actually a place in Israel. It's a town on the west side of the Dead Sea. It's actually the place where David fled from King Saul. And it's also a place where 4 freshwater springs erupt from the desert and create an oasis of fertile ground for the plants and animals. Engedi has long been used as a place where desert travelers could come and rest, regain their strength, and then move back out into the desert. In Ezekiel 47:10, there's a verse that references Engedi, and it really struck me this morning when Jennifer read it to me. It said, "Fishermen will stand along the shore from Engedi to Eglaim. There will be places for spreading nets. The fish will be of many kinds, like the fish of the great sea." And the truth is, there are pimps and traffickers and very evil things happening out there where they are spreading their nets for these vulnerable people who have already suffered so many losses in their lives. And we are spreading a different kind of net, and we are inviting them into the oasis of the House of Engedi, where the Lord can bring them restoration and healing. I know we have taken a lot of your time, but I want to briefly talk to you about, oh sorry, Beth, I'm so sorry. You see here, this is actually a painting that was painted for us specifically for the House of Engedi because it represents the heart of our ministry and why we do what we do. So you see here a beautiful vase that's been cracked and broken. And to some degree, this actually represents all of us because we all have broken places in our lives. All of us have suffered the arrows of life. All of us suffer from our own sins and the sins and abuses of others against us. But all sin and abuse actually chips away at our souls. And it perverts the divinely ordained image of God in us. And every chip and every crack makes us more vulnerable, and it makes us more easily broken. Think about those kids and those women out there. Okay? But fortunately, that's not the end of the story. As you see here, even in our lives, the broken pieces were not swept away. They weren't discarded. In fact, Jesus picked them up with his own hand. And he took those broken, jagged pieces, he polished them, and he fashioned them into something beautiful that reflects his light and his glory. He restored hope and dignity, and he rescued us from darkness and destruction and gave us light, and he gave us life. And it cost him something to do it, as represented here by the blood on the shards in the shape of a hand. Jesus entered into our suffering, and by his stripes we were healed. He knows our weaknesses, he understands them, he's felt our pain, and he is able to be the God of all comfort who comforts us in all of our affliction, so we are able to do the same for others. And in 1 John 1:17, it says, as he is, so are we in the world. So, just as he was, we are to make ourselves available, approachable, and accepting. Just as he did, we are to rescue the poor and the needy and to deliver them out of the hand of the wicked. And like him, we are to be a refuge for the oppressed and to dare to reach out and to pick up those broken shards of shattered lives. And we become then, what? The hand of Jesus in order to bring hope and restoration and new life. And yes, we will also be cut and scarred sometimes by those broken pieces. And yes, there will be blood, sweat, and tears. But we count it a privilege, we count ourselves blessed to be able to share in his sufferings for the joy of seeing beauty come from ashes in the lives of even one of these women.
Stay up here for just a minute, ladies. They're going to be here afterwards. You can talk to them. But if you didn't quite understand, next Sunday, on Easter Sunday, our offering will be for this House of Engedi. That'll be our Easter offering. So we just want to do that and help get them started. And so I just want to take a second and pray for you and pray for the ministry, if that be okay. So Father, thank you so much for the vision and for the concern for the hearts that you laid on these ladies and others that are helping them, Father.